Okay, trying to play another instructive game. I'm gonna explain all my moves. My whole thought process. It's 5 plus 5, so let's see what we can do. French opponent, gonna go for the Jobava London. So far it's all the main stuff. Okay. This is all theory. He might bring his bishop out, he might go for e6. He does bring his bishop out. There is a pawn storm variation here, but I like knight f3. Main reason is that pawn storm is not so effective anymore at the higher ratings, I feel like. Usually I like to go for these plans, but if the knight is here, that doesn't do much. And he gives me the chance to do this, saying that he has a good square for his knight. Maybe I do go here now to force matters. If he takes, I might take with a pawn even. Could also consider this, because then after this he can't place his knight here because it's pinned. Though he could attack my bishop, go with the other knight, so probably not too much of a difference. What are you thinking? Kind of hoping for this, which allows a nice tactic. By taking on f7. But he goes for the trade. And I think in this position, especially I like to take with the pawn. Just restricts his opponent very much. And I can come in with my queen, creating some threats over here. This trade I'm still not scared of. Although we should probably go for it. c5 is an idea for him as well. So let's see, do I want to take with the pawn actually? There's a lot to say for it. Though he can... No, he can't go there. So his knight is getting really passive. Yeah, I like that actually. I'm just gonna solidify. And I do have my pawns on the color squares of my bishop, which isn't the best, but I feel like everything's protected very well. He still should try something like this, I think, but then I'm just gonna leave it. This trade is not much of a problem. And here, yeah, since queen b6 was always my idea, I'm just gonna play it now. Comes with tempo. He might consider something like this. Doesn't do a whole lot, I think. And I'm castling kingside in this game because queenside is a little bit too dangerous. Although he doesn't have a light squared bishop, so this is not that much of a problem, but still. I think castling kingside is just safer. And I do have more space, but at the same time, how am I gonna make use of that? Yeah, that does defend the bishop as well. I'm just gonna castle. I mean, this is still defended. And I have a choice. I can take the queen in between. That just improves his knight. So I might actually do this. And still offer the queen trade. Because if we trade, my rook opens up. I think that's good for me. And if we don't trade, I might have ideas of c5, c4, sorry. So yeah, let's go for that. He always wants me to trade because that just activates his knight. I'm not gonna go for that. And I might even consider c5 just to force the matters. Okay, so let's go for that. So now I guess I have to go for this. But my rook's gonna get the b file, one of my rooks. So I'm still liking this, even though this bishop is still pretty bad. I might have e4 to get it back in the game. Yeah, so he's voluntarily already going off the file, probably to meet a rook move with something like this, although this pawn hangs. Probably gonna go with this rook. This is defended by my queen. If he goes here, maybe we're gonna go for the straight, but then... Okay, so he wants to go for that. Yeah, I think this is still alright. Now this is a good square for his knight. But at the same time it isn't doing a whole lot. Should I do want my rook here? It's a half open file, but yeah, not completely open, so always something to say for this, so that my pawn is offended in this case. Maybe I'll go here first, just to offer the queen trade. Okay, so let's go there. I feel like this is alright. I don't think his rook belongs here. I mean, I understand he was trying to double up, maybe attack my queen like this. Oh, this rook is pretty nice. Now I should watch out if I go here. He has c5 now. Okay, and here I should probably just defend like this. Because I don't know, this other rook probably doesn't belong on a1. Yeah, and he's still attacking there. Just gonna play it slowly to get my bishop in the game. Could have brought my rook over first as well, was probably a little bit more accurate. Yeah, this is always pretty weakening, so I don't know if I ever want to play that. Even this. Yeah, I need to get my bishop in the game, basically. So for now, let's just double up. It's looking pretty drawish, I must say. But at least I'm making sure his knight can't move. I guess he can actually. No, he can't, because he doesn't have time to take here, because that would be checkmate. That's probably why he played h6. But still, let's look at that. So if he takes here immediately, I win his rook. So that's not possible. So if he takes, can still go for this check. Just give my king some breathing room, and that's still pretty drawish. Yeah, now this isn't really what I want to play. So maybe I'm just bringing my king. Don't really know what else to do. Okay, so it goes for that. Yeah, and that is a double attack. If I defend, he gonna push? That's the idea, probably. So if I take, it definitely helps him. I think it's still playable. Can go here now. If he takes, I'm winning this. And this is still defended by my bishop. Not really threatening this, because he can just take. But yeah. Might also be setting up something like this. I might want to put his rooks here. So he is gonna take. Yeah, so I have to go for this. Maybe I'm missing something with this, and then a knight check. Yeah, like I said, I have to go for this. So check, knight check. Now he's just gonna defend. So this. And then this. How does he defend? I think that's all right, actually. He doesn't have a rook check anymore. My king can always escape, so I feel like that's all right. Just expanding. Okay. Maybe my opponent is gonna make use of its passed pawn. That's probably his plan. But I'm hoping that in the meantime, I'm having enough attacking power to create some danger over here. So that's what I'm going for. Yeah, and if his king ever moves, disrupts. Probably this is the plan. Now that does create a checkmate threat. But this does defend it. So check. Check. Or maybe here. I think it's all right. And it just continues my plan. He might have a perpetual here, but I'm okay with a draw. Because this pawn is very dangerous. No, his king is maybe a little bit weaker, although my king is not so safe as well. I feel like this doesn't really do anything now. Like he can check here, but just here or something. He can go here. Can even just chase the knight. He might set up some discoveries. I'm just gonna move away again, something like that. And if my king gets more active, that's just good for me. So I think this is a waste of time for him. Unless he finds a checkmate there, but I don't think there is. And then otherwise, yeah, he might go for my bishop. And I feel like I have to let him take it. Like this just on defense, this pawn. And here at least everything's still defended. Now you might have rook a4 at some point. Okay, so he goes for that. Giving me a passed pawn, so I guess I should go for that. So yeah, let's just go. He can't defend right here. So this is getting dangerous for him actually. I might be winning now. And let's see, let's go here. And his king is cut off, so that's always nice. And if he goes here, I think I need to go here to... Yeah, so here, he might go here, but I still have this. I think that's fine. He can't really take here because I'm queening. If he goes here now, I attack the rook. Yeah, and he doesn't have this because my pawn is here. Yeah, and he just resigns. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, it's winning. I was wondering if he had something, but yeah, let's go to the game review. Actually, quite a nice game. Let's see what the engine says. I played at a 93.1. Okay, I didn't expect that. I felt like I was playing well, but not that well. My rating was estimated at 2350. So that's very nice. His rating at 2250, so a very good game. Very equal up until just before the end, actually. So let's see what I can learn from this. So up until this point, it was theory, and this, it is still some kind of theory, but I don't know how to continue here. And I felt like this was best because this is usually the idea, but with the knight here, that's not so strong. Yeah, and even now, so that was inaccurate. Engine says just h3. Castling is also fine. I should just play it a little bit slower. Felt like there was something to say for this. Taking with the pawn is best. Let's see, taking with the queen. Would have also been playable, but pawn is better. So that's nice. And here pawn is best as well. Again, let's see. Yeah, so that's alright. And this was the right approach. So I was wondering if this was okay because, yeah, my bishop is pretty bad here, but I guess his knight is as well. Okay, so what does the engine say here? This is actually important. So just ignoring this, going here. Yeah, I guess he doesn't have time for anything like this. Yeah, just castle, and if he takes two pawns here, then I can take here, so that's bad for him. Yeah, I should have considered that. But usually it's really natural to go here because that's usually what you want if you trade the pawns here earlier in the game. Putting some pressure here if the bishop moves. Knight went there, I castled, this is all fine. Again, taking with the pawn is best here. I'm pretty proud of my decisions actually this game. I thought it was all debatable, but still, this is actually quite alright. Okay, what does the engine say here? The other rook, yeah, I was thinking about that, but then this rook is a little bit trapped. Yeah, this was best. Does the engine say queen e2? Yeah, just going back here. Also defensive pawn still. Maybe trying to get over here. Would have made sense as well. Yeah, and this was very slow. To try and trade queens here. So let's see. What's the engine say here? Bishop g5. Yeah, I saw that later in the game. After I moved back and then didn't know what to do. Basically saying, okay, I mean, he doesn't really want to go for anything like this. It loses a pawn, for instance, but still. Although, now I think of it, this loses my bishop. So why can't he play this? Because this is check. Okay, so that would have been a nice idea. I went here. And then... yeah, this is just slightly worse for me. Again here, rook a1 was best, okay. So I didn't evaluate everything correctly. Yeah, and here we both made mistakes. Though all the moves are not that much of a difference. Yeah, and I missed that he could play c5 here. That's actually quite nice. And taking was best. You don't really want to take here because my pawn structure is bad, but all the other options were even worse. And this was just bad, but not because he could take. So what can he do? Oh yeah, and I have no way to defend it because it's attacked twice. So that would have been nice, but here... Actually, this is still a draw. This is still drawing, so I felt like it was. But it just complicated matters enough. This was best again. So yeah, this is nice. Again, this is best. So here... engine is changing its mind. Rook h8 even. I guess it makes some sense. King is boxed in, but I felt like this was alright. And yet this is best. I don't know why. I was thinking he could maybe go here, but probably I have something here. No, it's just a draw. So this is best, but it's also a draw, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I felt like this was, practically speaking, worse for him because I have this pass pawn now, and he can stop it from this position, apparently. And probably he has a perpetual, like, let's see. Rook a6. Okay. Ah, because I can't push because he goes here now. Yeah, and if I go up, a2 check. And if I ever go to this diagonal, he has rook a6. Yeah, so that was his plan. And if I go here, for example, he can just go here, right? Yeah, this pawn isn't going anywhere. I'm gonna trade for this pawn, and it's just a draw. But in the game, he didn't go rook e6, and now it's winning actually. And there's two winning moves here, going to d1 or to d3. I felt like going up was more natural. Yeah, and I need to chase his rook here, because now, and this is where he resigned, he can't go here. So that's what all these checks are about, to lure my king in and then go there. But in this case he can't because my pawn is defending. And if he now goes rook h6, I felt like I had this. Yeah, I just have this, because if he goes here, it doesn't come with check like in the previous examples, and I can just promote, and we're gonna trade here, and I'm just up a rook, so this pawn is easily won. These pawns are actually pretty difficult for his king to take, so yeah, I'm just gonna win. But in this position, yeah, this position actually, he resigned. Okay, trying to find another game. That was quick. Let's see what we can do. Trying to go for a Jobava London. And I'm gonna try to explain my moves. So far it's theory. And this is not the usual stuff, but it can transpose into a Jobava London style. And in this case, it's gonna be something different, but I like this as well. Chess.com calls this the Indian game. I feel like it's more of a Benoni. Either way, I've played this quite a lot before. But it's always tricky, so I expect to see a winner here. Probably not gonna be a draw. But that's fun. We don't like draws, so... Okay, let's just put the pawn here. And usually in these positions... Okay, he takes. I was gonna say bishop c4 is best, but... Yeah, it's actually a question. I can take here. I've seen this before. With this I can go here. And I'm basically winning his knight. He can defend it, but then this. And he can't go there with the queen because my knight is there. And if he takes, I have a decision to make. I think taking with the queen is nice. Though it might get kicked around. So maybe just a pawn, and It's a pretty annoying pawn for him. His knight can't develop to the natural square. But by the looks of it, he is not going to take. By this time he should have seen that this is a blunder. He might still be considering this. Doesn't have much other options. Could go here, I guess. Or here. Yeah, so he does go there. Let's see, do I want to pin him? We have this. Takes. Yeah, that's not really what I want. Can also go here. Now let's play it safe. I don't know what to do. Here I wanted to take with the pawn anyway, so that's fine. Now this is defended. This would attack my bishop, but I feel like I can just take with the knight. So maybe he's gonna go here and then go here. Yeah, okay, so that's something. Yeah, I feel like maybe I can go here actually. Because takes. That's still okay. And he might have this. I think this is alright. So takes, he can't take with the knight. And he might try to unpin himself. I feel like that's alright for me as well. Also up 1.5 minutes on the clock. So it's looking alright. Probably unpinning is the best. Don't know if I want to take that bishop. Might even just take everything. So, yeah, so he does go for that. Yeah, there's nothing else than this. So maybe he goes for something like that. Although this will be annoying for him, I think. Yeah, very annoying because he can't go here because he loses the queen. And here it might still be annoying. Because yeah, you can block. It's getting spicy. I think this is the right approach. So he pretty much has to block with this knight. And then, although I would give up my bishop pair, I could consider taking, and after queen takes, taking here. And that's a really bad pawn structure for him. Could also consider taking here first. If queen takes this, he might have to take with the king. Could also consider this check first. Then he blocks with the bishop. Maybe this is actually best because then after this... No, then he can take with the knight. So let's see, takes, bishop, check, bishop there. I take here. He has to take with the pawn. Yeah, and then I still have this bishop. And I've ruined this pawn structure. So I think that's actually quite alright. So he blocks with the queen. Why did I miss that? I can still take here, right? think this is still fine. Can take with my knight here if he goes for that. Now he can't take back either way, because both pieces are pinned. So if he takes back, it's gonna be with the pawn. And if he does that, I might even take this, because he has to take with the king, although it's gonna be an endgame, so don't really know if that's what I want. It's probably better for me to keep the bishop. Let's castle. This is still defended. Twice, actually. But I am gonna take with my knight, because my bishop is already developed and pretty annoying for him. Now if he attacks it, I might have to take. Okay, that develops with tempo. I feel like I was gonna place my king here at some point anyway. And if he unpins his knight, I might still take it. Because if I don't, like here, my bishop is getting trapped. If I go here, something to say, but he gets a really active knight, so I think I'm gonna take. And yeah, let's go here now. This would be a nice square for my knight. Also bring on my rook to the open file. I can't really win that file. But if we trade rooks, I mean, his pawn structure is still pretty bad, so I think that should benefit me. Yeah, it's not balanced at all. By the way, I'm up 2.5 minutes on the clock right now. Okay, so if I go here, is he gonna go all the way back? I guess. I mean, he can go here, but I feel like I can attack it. If he goes all the way back, this rook is disconnected. So I am able to fight for this file, I think. And he's gonna go to the G file, but it's easily defendable, I think. Yeah, so he goes there. But I wanted to play this anyway, and if you go here... Yeah, I feel like this is the way to go. Yeah, this must be bad for him. Like here, he loses a pawn. But that's probably the only thing he can do now. And he has 10 seconds on the clock. So this should be a win for me. Let's see. And he resigns. Yeah, probably wise. Let's review the game. I think it was an alright game. Not the best. 91.5 accuracy, actually. Okay, that's quite nice. My opponent 79.5. I had 2250 rating estimate. So pretty accurate. Let's go into the game and see what we could have improved on. Yeah, so I know this is inaccurate, but usually it transposes into Jobava. The engine, yeah, it just wants me to play e4, grab the center. Which is best, but I know the Jobava very well, and this is already a position I know. Now usually here they don't take, although it's the best move. So kudos to my opponent. And here, yeah, e takes is just best because it's annoying. But I feel like this is trickier because he can't really take here. Yeah, see, this is already +3. I can just go here and win the knight. And this is usually a defense, but in this case that just loses the queen. And if you defend the knight like this, I can just attack it once more and it's pinned, so you're gonna lose it. But yeah, he went there. This was inaccurate. Okay, engine says knight f3. Yeah, I guess just developing. He didn't really have a threat. So this was inaccurate. And this was inaccurate again. c4. Yeah, I should definitely consider that. Because now if he takes here, no matter how, let's say he takes with the knight, this is just a really good pawn structure for me, and yeah, this it's really annoying. By the way, this is even a fork. But if he takes here, it's still really good for me. So yeah, c4 would have been nice. I went here. This was a mistake for him. Yeah, and this was the right approach. Let's see. Yeah, there are some other moves. Queen e2, I was debating that as well. Pinning the knight. But I saw this and I felt it was very nice. Now here, actually this is best. Okay, so I I didn't fully calculate it, but it ended up being best. So, okay, and this was the right approach. Yeah, I saw here that no matter what happens, he is gonna have a bad pawn structure. So I thought this would be best. But I guess after this, he still needs to take here. And it basically ends up being the same thing. So I don't really know what the difference is, but okay. Castling is not the best. King f1, okay. I guess that's an option. Don't know why this is better than castling. Not gonna go into that. I just castled. Yeah, and this is +1. Okay, taking was a mistake. Should have actually gone here. It put some pressure here, but I felt like his knight becomes active. Like if he goes here, what do I do? Knight g3. Yeah, just give this up, I guess. This is probably never good for him because that knight is probably better than my bishop. Yeah, I felt like taking here was fine, and still it's still +1, so that's still alright. No, this was good. This was best, and here, yeah, bishop f8 is only move, although it's still +2, but the other moves are worse. So we went here. Now this is best, and this is best. Yeah, and he resigned. I mean, he can go here. Maybe I can even trap it, by the way. I was looking at this, just winning a pawn. Yeah, I could have trapped it. I was thinking, okay, I'll just win a pawn here, and I might have just played this immediately. And it's a good thing I didn't, because, or it's a good thing he resigned, because else we might have gone into this, and this is actually just +0.6, so it might have ended up being a draw. But now that I look at it, and maybe I would have found it in the game, but I was really keen on this, so I probably would have snap taken. But yeah, this just traps a bishop, I guess. He's only one square. And then just one rook. Doesn't really matter, I think. Rook h. Yeah, and that's nothing. The knight is defending this. This is defended by the pawn. This is defended by the rook. This is defended by this pawn. This is defended by the rooks. He can't go anywhere. So yeah, and that's probably why he resigned, even though I didn't see it yet. But yeah, that's why you see. You should always play on, never resign. Because if this happened, and I would have gone for this, yeah, I would have been up a pawn. So maybe it would have still been winning, but yeah, like I said, engine says +0.6. Looking for another game. So see who we're up against. Okay, it's a 1400. So technically, this game should be in my favor. But that's also why it's scary. Because I usually mess these things up. Yeah, playing Jobava London. Main line so far. And let's actually go for this. I've said multiple times, f3 is also a move. But I like these variations here. And it's good that my opponent is already thinking. Because I know a lot of theory here. And clearly my opponent doesn't. Or he does and he's still playing slowly, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So my plan is to go here and to attack with g4. Depending on what he does. If he plays his knight here, I'm probably gonna go for bishop d3. And if he goes for bishop d6, which is played a lot, then I'm going for that plan. Knight there. That's actually dangerous for him, I believe. In this case, it might work. He can defend here. Okay, maybe I should go for this and then this. Just to be annoying. I think that's actually a plan. I don't know this move, but it can't be good. Like c5 is his main pawn break he wants to play. Now his knight is blocking it. Yeah, here, I think I can just go for this. Attacking the pawn and also setting up this idea. And yeah, so he wasn't focused on this at all. Now I just want to check if this makes sense. Sometimes some sacrifices here work, but I don't think in this case any of that works. Yeah, this is going to be a spicy game, because he has the open file where I would like to castle. And I'm pushing my pawns on the other side, so I can't castle there anymore. But still, I'm threatening to trap his bishop. If he pushes his pawn, he loses the bishop that way. And here I believe it's most accurate to play this first. Kick his knight away and then go for this. And that's just a really bad pawn structure for him. So let's see. Can also take here, just win a pawn. I think this is actually better for me. And even this, how does he save his knight? Let's see what he comes up with. I don't know. Looks good for me. So he might sack here. I'm just gonna take and should be fine. I think I'm winning here. Yeah, I still need to convert this, obviously. And he might try something like this, but then still I can take the knight and my bishop is offended, so after takes, takes. That's just completely fine. And I could also just take the bishop first. Okay, he's chatting me now, saying, damn, are you on YouTube? I'm gonna say not live, but it's going to be a video probably. I'm saying probably because sometimes it takes a while for me to edit these. So he goes for the sack, which is probably what he should do. And he's playing on, which is a good thing. So still, I don't know if I want to castle here, because he has the open file. Whoa, my arrows are really good today. I might even just be able to castle here. So let's actually go for that. It looks weakening, but these pawns are actually not going anywhere. And yeah, let's just connect my rooks. And let's see, what do I want to do? Maybe double up. I might be aiming for that at some point. So let's actually go here. Then probably double up, try to push my pawn. It's definitely not easy to break through here. Yeah, I'm up a piece, so this should benefit me. Yeah, and his king is actually pretty safe there. So that's a good thing for him. Yeah, I don't see why I wouldn't go for this. Yeah, and he's trying some stuff over there as well. I think this is actually a nice idea. Like, usually this trade is bad for my pawn structure, but this bishop is actually kind of annoying. So I don't mind the trade there. Even if it loses me a pawn, I'm fine with that. And if queen takes there, I'm just gonna go here. A rook is defending, maybe even threatening some discoveries. Yeah, so this is still okay for me. Because here I can just take with the bishop. Although, no, that loses a piece. What am I saying? So it's getting tricky. So here, takes. Now you can just take my knight. Probably I need to go for something like this now. Yeah, let's do that. So you can go for en passant, but then I can take here. And queen here is fine, but yeah. I don't mind losing the pawn there. This was a very committal move by him, so it's a good thing. He does take with the queen. So yeah, that's still a problem there. Maybe I can go for this now, because if he takes... Well, he would be on my bishop there, so it's still not easy for me. Maybe this. So if he takes... I can take here. Then he takes here, and it's becoming really messy. This... I don't know, maybe I should go for this. Like, if he takes here, that's just a trade. If he ever moves this pawn, I can take his bishop. Yeah, he can take mine, but that's fine, I think. Maybe I should just give back my knight now. And go for some attack with the pawns. So let's see. So this. And then this. And that's actually a nice idea. So I'm giving up a lot of pawns here. But after this, he does have this. But at least I'm not losing a piece. I am losing a piece. So yeah, there. Might need to go there now. Let's go for that. Yeah, he just takes my bishop. Probably when I'm getting his rook, it's becoming really messy. I don't know why I'm making it this messy. But yeah, that's my thing. The openings are good, and then the rest is not so good. So am I getting away with this now? Probably not. Maybe this. So takes. Let's see, takes. Yeah, I think it's alright. I need to defend my bishop as well. This is wow, what a messy game. They can start attacking my knight, but then after I take, I'm attacking his bishop. But after takes, he is attacking here, so that's still a thing. But I'm attacking here. Wow, this is so messy. But this I'm not so sure about. If I take with the bishop, I lose my queen, okay. But if I take with the knight, I think I'm fine. Can you take here? You might be able to take here. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm kind of out of the woods now. But he has a lot of pawns, so there's definitely a lot of counterplay. And my knight is also defending my queen, so I am able to move my bishop away. I'm attacking his queen, so he needs to deal with that first, but still. This is defended really well, like all my pieces are defending it actually. Okay, so do I just move my bishop away and go for some trades? Well, he is attacking my knight as well, so maybe I need to move it. I think I do. Okay, my knight is defending that as well. So do you have some funny stuff here? I can't move away right now. Yeah, let's actually put my rook on this file. Like I said, the knight is defending. Bishop and rook are defending my knight. So that's all fine by me. Can't I just take here now? I think I can. Now the time situation is something, so I need to speed up. I definitely didn't play this game well. I think I'm still winning. But yeah, not a lot of time on the clock, so it's gonna be difficult. So let's see. And he has some pass pawns. So maybe you can make use of that. I just like to go for some trades. I am still up a piece after all. Although he has a lot of pawns for it. But those are doubled pawns. And this was a really tactical game, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of blunders and inaccuracies when we go to analysis later. But yeah. Just go for the attack. I think this is fine. Yeah, I need to play quickly. So let's go here actually. Queen trade is fine by me. He doesn't want to trade queens. Okay. So yeah, I need to play quickly. I don't really know what I'm doing. So I think this is still fine. He can take here, but he loses his rook probably. And he doesn't have it perpetual here because my bishop is defending, which is important. And this is covered by my rook. So these two checks he has are covered. So I think I'm fine. He's saying GG. I'm just saying what a messy game. It was a really messy game. I'm gonna analyze this and see what we can learn. I think there's a lot to learn here. It's not gonna be accurate. Yeah, 67 accuracy. Rating estimated at 1200. My opponent 800. That's how bad the game was. And the evaluation is going all over the place. I was definitely losing at some point and then winning again and losing again. And yeah. So I like the opening I played. So this is actually best. I've never seen knight c6 because, yeah, it's usually not the move you want to play. But this was a right continuation. Angel still likes this. Yeah, and here it's +1. So this was all good. I know here g5 is actually not best. Just taking here. Yeah, it's always difficult. In some positions g5 is best, in some positions taking immediately. And I'm really struggling to find which position is which. But this is still +1, so would have been better, but still. And this is a blunder because of this idea, which traps a knight. Now I didn't see it immediately, but I felt like it would. Now this would also be fine for me, but I'm winning a pawn and his bishop remains pretty strong, so that's what I didn't like. And here I could just trap his knight. Yeah, he definitely tried to get some compensation. Now castling here is actually one of the best moves. Right now it says the best move, but when I play it, it says excellent. So it's +3, so definitely good for me. And I think I played a bit too slowly here. Trying to attack on the king side, which isn't the best idea. Now it's +2, so it's still winning, but I definitely lost some advantage here. And this was just bad. And he could probably win my knight here if he played more accurately. Like this is good. c3 is best now. Ah, yeah, I should have seen that. And here actually black is winning. Yeah, I thought so. I thought my knight is not going to be saved. Now this is the best move, so I'm gonna try to find that counter. And after this, wait, I can just take here apparently. Felt like my knight would be getting trapped there anyway. Yeah, I guess just counter-attacking. Okay. But I played this in the game, which is just a missed win. Now he's completely winning. Now he's even more winning if he plays e takes d. Yeah, my queen is hanging, my bishop is hanging. I thought I might be able to get away with this. Yeah, rook takes, knight takes, probably can just attack it. Or with the queen even, yeah, and that's just lights out. He didn't find that, and then here, bishop d2 is best, counterattacking his queen. And here I'm losing again. Like I said, it was a really messy game. Now this was a nice idea by him. Like, if I take here, I'm losing my queen. With check. So I had to take with the knight. And then this wasn't the right follow-up. Rook d e7. Yeah, that's becoming really dangerous. Like, I need to go for this probably. Or this. So after this, now here I'm kind of out of the woods. It's still better for black. What does the engine say here? Bishop c1. Yeah, I was thinking about this. Why did I think I was hanging my knight? It's just defended by my rook. So this was the idea I had, and I didn't play it because I thought my knight was hanging. Oh, this is really bad. Yeah, and then here, just hung his pawn, and now it's equal again. This is a miss. Yeah, I could have gone here. I played that one move later. Should have done so immediately. This is the right plan. Gonna miss. Ah, I have just a check winning his rook. Yeah. Yeah, it was a time scramble here, so I needed to play quickly. And it is winning for me now. Mate in 4, it says even. So this is not best. What's the mate in 4? Can G6. Yeah, just giving up a pawn, and then this king comes closer. Like, if it goes here, this is already checkmate. I tried to play safe still. This was the right idea, and apparently it's a draw. So he has some kind of perpetual here. But not like that. Bishop G3. Rook F7. Okay, and he needs to give up his bishop. Yeah, and then he has a perpetual here. Okay. That would have been a nice find by him, but still, not a lot of time on the clock. And here I saw that it was just out of the woods. I could take his rook, and then, yeah, there's nothing he can play for. This is covered by my bishop. This is covered by my bishop. This is covered by my rook. So all the checks he has are covered. And I'm just up 2 pieces at this point. So yeah, that's where he resigned. Very respectful opponent. Wondering what he's gonna say about this video, especially this analysis, because he definitely had a lot of chances, as did I. But yeah, it's that's what you see. It's always nice to have some kind of opening trap, but then conversion is a whole other thing, and I should definitely learn a thing or two about that. But for now, it was a good game. So, ooh, against an 1800, that's gonna be difficult. Yeah, let's see if we can get a result out of this. It's the mainline Jobava London so far. Here he has a lot of options. Okay. There might be a rucksack incoming. I'm never good at these lines, but I just know it's very good, so I should practice it at least. So he probably needs to play this or defend his center pawn, actually. Idea is that if he just castles, I could go here. I will show you in analysis later. But here it's just standard development. And I've created some weaknesses for him. And let's see. Yeah, I think I just want to castle quickly. And later I want to go for a pawn storm. And then if he takes, h5 becomes a possibility again. And because he's castled there, that's actually quite dangerous for him. Meanwhile, I'm gonna castle queenside. That's another advantage of already having played h4. I'm already kind of attacking at the side where his king is. And he tries to do the same, but this is not really dangerous. Also, it weakens this. That is actually just a free pawn, by the way. That's interesting. Yeah, I think I want to keep things closed. I don't want to activate his bishop. And he probably doesn't want to take here because I can just take back and there's no real attack for him. Yeah, so he goes there. So I think this should be my plan now. So let's go for that. Sure, he can trade knights, but that's fine by me. Maybe bishop here first, but I feel like this immediately is possible as well. Yeah, this is defended. So I think I can just continue with my plan. He's probably gonna try this. Yeah, so he does. I think I need to move here so that after this I can just move my knight away. It's a bit dangerous, but I can also allow this and just go here. Say, okay, take that pawn, and then what? Maybe this is quicker. It takes, push. The thing is, this knight is still there. If I go for this, this, yeah, you can take. It doesn't work. This doesn't work because his knight is there. So this, this. He can go here. I can just move my... actually, that's... I think that's all right. Like, this would be an umbrella pawn for my king. And this doesn't strike me as dangerous as well. First of all, it hangs his queen, but that's... And this is always the thing with these lines. Both of us are attacking. Like, I'm one move away from striking there. I still think it doesn't really work. Like, in a lot of lines I can sacrifice a pawn here like this and go for the immediate h5. But in this case, his knight is here. So maybe I want to try and get rid of that knight first. Also in some lines, if this doesn't work, I have e4 as a move. So yeah, let's go for this. He's definitely trying this, I think. But still, I can just let him take here and there's no real danger, I feel like. Maybe I want my queen there. Like here. Does he have this? Or this immediately? Yeah, probably. So I'm going to go here. This is alright, I feel like. If he doesn't play that, I might have this. Although I should watch out. If his queen can come here, that's a checkmate threat. Maybe I have this and I can bring my bishop back. All stuff to think about. And still, this is an idea. Maybe after taking the knight. If he takes back with the queen. Okay, so he's starting to attack here now. Does this work? Let's actually take here now. I don't think he has anything here. If he takes with the pawn, there's a question. I can drop my knight back. I can counterattack his bishop. Let's say takes, takes, takes. Might be an idea. My knight will have c4 then. Don't think it's the best. If he takes with the bishop, I'm fine with my knight there. And I can actually try to go for these plans then. Yeah, so he does take with the pawn. So maybe this now. So is he then gonna sack his bishop and then take my knight? But I feel like there I can shred things open. It's becoming really messy there. Do I like that? Yeah, I do. Let's make it fun. And if the trade happens, it's basically the same situation. My knight is also defending the pawn. If he decides to take my knight, I can take his bishop at any point. So still, he takes my knight, I can take his bishop. Okay, so he goes for that. Yeah, that's a counterattack, which I missed. So is there anything like here? No. But yeah, let's say he takes my knight. I still think I have a good attack. Maybe I should even go here. Yeah, let's do that. I think this is still dangerous for him. Don't think I want to push, because then my attack just stops. Yeah, so he pushes, which is probably wise. So that does give my knight a nice square. So let's go for that. Not really attacking the bishop. I'm down material, so trading is not my best idea. Yeah, let's say I take here. I go for this first. I think at this point this is a good move. He just goes there, okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take here. He goes back. Can I sack here? Or this maybe? It's looking to become dangerous for him. Yeah, I'm gonna try. At this point I should try to complicate things, because I'm down material. So if you want to take my rook, go for it. Don't think I can take here. Well, after this, I am threatening checkmate, which he can stop like this. Yeah, I think I should go here, and then it's becoming dangerous actually. I might even have this sack now. Like, of course he has a move, but let's say this. He moves back, and that's checkmate. Let's say he moved here. He can get away there. This. Yes, that. Doesn't quite work. He times out. I didn't even notice he was low on time. So he was winning, but I did win against an 1800. So that's actually quite nice, quite happy with that. So let's go to the game review. I was losing, but still an alright game, I felt like. Yeah, the engine says it was like I played like a 1200. Okay, thank you. But it did beat an 1800, so what do you know? Yeah, so what I was trying to show you, if he castles here, and this is actually quite a nice line. He can take here. And after this, the problem is that this pawn is hanging as well. And even though I've sacked the rook, I can bring my bishop in, and with all my bishops and the queen here, and also at some point the other rook can join, and this knight can easily join the attack. It's definitely worth sacking the exchange, and yeah, like the engine says, it's already plus 1.3 at this point. This pawn hangs, and yeah, it's just disaster for my opponent. So that's why in this position, he didn't castle, but he played that, which is correct. Let's actually see what's best here. Yeah, I was debating all these things. A lot of moves are equal, actually. So it doesn't really matter. I felt like this was a nice plan. And it's equal, but it's quite good. Okay, here. Okay, I should have played king b1 immediately. Yeah, I knew this was coming, so maybe I should have seen it earlier. Because let's say I played it here. Did I have something else in this position? I can take here. Oh, of course. Because if he takes my queen, I have this in between move. And then I win his queen. It says it doesn't work. He takes, oh that's... Okay, so why does this work then? Let's say he takes my queen. I have this. Yeah, that's the idea. And why didn't that work in the game? Or did it? I feel like that should have worked as well. Apparently not here. Oh, now this comes with check. Ah, that's a big difference. Okay. Yeah, so that's why that was better. Now black does have a slight advantage, but it's not much. This was too slow. Yeah, and here I felt like my queen was getting trapped. Let's see. Yeah. Just a good thing I saw that. And then here. Yeah, so he did have this. I was thinking he might go for this and then probably take my knight. Yeah. And that's actually quite dangerous, but I felt like, let's complicate things. Yeah, and here I just lost a piece. A lot of counterplay. And yeah, I'm just completely losing here. But I made him think, and that's the main thing. He didn't have a lot of time. Bishop d3 here. Yeah, I guess. I just try to complicate things. Yeah, and even though it doesn't work, it is dangerous. Just to show you what I was calculating, like here, I thought this might even work. Apparently it doesn't. See what the engine says. Yeah, so he needs to go here, or else it's checkmate. And I was calculating this. I showed it in the game, and he gets away here, and I was like, there's nothing left. I was trying to see if my bishop could come into the game, but not really. But then if I don't play that sacrifice, there's also this, which is quite dangerous. And in this position, it would have actually worked. So he needs to be careful. And here, he ran out of time, but engine says rook e8 is best. And I guess because now his king is able to run away. So queen f6, the engine says, yeah, covering that. So I can check here, but then, yeah, what do I do next, right? The king just moves. Now my knight and my bishop are hanging. And this check is just a queen trade and then maybe a rook trade, and I don't have any pieces left. So that's what he should have gone for, but he ran out of time. It's definitely a difficult position to play. So I'm quite happy, especially because I won from an 1800. Welcome to another gameplay video. Playing against the 1500. Let's see what we can do. Going for the Jobava London. Main line so far. And I like this variation, just putting some pressure here. Usually they go knight a6. The best is actually bishop e4 and then drop it back. But this is fine, kicking out the knight. But this knight is misplaced. That's the main idea behind this variation. Yeah, my knight is defended, so no need to move it. And this knight always has a nice square there. So now I need to move it. And yeah, there's a lot of variations where I'm just gonna take this knight. Now he moves it there, so I'm not gonna. And I think it's actually best to go here now. This would be a blunder. He doesn't play it. I would have had a nice move there. And here, I think it's this. And here I think I can just castle and give up a pawn there. I believe that's the theoretical way to deal with this. That's interesting, never seen that. So I can take, like if I go here, I'm giving up the pawn as well. So maybe that's all right. Yeah, let's actually do that. This is clever by him because that was definitely a worse knight. He doesn't even take the pawn. Wow. So now I can push, right? Yeah, I should. I mean, I'm not gonna give him another chance to take it. And here, I mean, my knight is attacked, but it's defended as well, so maybe just make some luft in case he does any funny business like that. I think I can afford to play it slowly. Like if he takes here, I can just take back. There, I'm just gonna take with the bishop. Could have taken with the knight as well and put it here, but still. Let's see, I could consider taking here actually, and then going for c5. Which looks nice. But I think I'm gonna play it slow. Also drop the bishop back and then go for c5. Kick his knight out. Yeah, and here I'm just gonna take the bishop. Maybe he trades another bishop. That's fine by me. Yeah, so he does. And I still think this is good for me. I still have a bishop left. A lot of pawns on dark squares, bishop on a light square. I'm ready to kick his knight out. Also e4, grabbing this full center. If I go here, he might go there. I can still drop my bishop back. So I think that's all right. Yeah, just have a lot of central control. Maybe even this is an idea if he doesn't go there. Because this, a lot of pressure here. If he plays this, then e6 becomes very weak. And if he plays passive, like he goes back, I feel like that should be good for me as well. Also, this pawn is a little bit weak. Maybe he has some e5 pawn break in the future. Yeah, so he is going back. This is interesting. Just fixing his pawns, like here. I can take and I feel like these are just weak. I have full central control. And also, my bishop can come to that diagonal. Maybe let's just go for this first. See what he wants to do about that. this pawn break, don't think is that scary. And so he preemptively goes there. Now this is definitely weak. So what do I want to do? Play this first. Yeah, let's just go. I like my pawns on dark squares because I have a light squared bishop. Easy to move it around. So maybe this now. So he never can push b6 unless he pushes it now. Yeah, so I did allow his knight to come back in. Maybe this is fine. It weakens this. That's actually an alright move. I think I should try to get my pawn there, but he isn't time with this. If I get to a5, I think that's a nice clamp on the position. Okay. So what is he heading there? Don't think that's the right plan for him. So I'm gonna go there. If he goes there, I can probably just take it. Double up his pawns. This I feel like doesn't do anything. Can just take it and my king is safe. Yeah, so he's threatening to go there. Maybe put even more pawns on dark squares. Yeah, why not? Okay. Let's start putting pressure here now. Maybe threatening this. Like if he takes, feel that's quite a weakness. Can attack it again. Yeah, so he goes for this. I feel like that's not too much of a problem. I mean, he's threatening this. Let's just go here. Ah, that's still a fork. What am I doing? They still have some counterplay, I think. Yeah, so he takes. So I did mess it up, but you never know. Still have some things to play for. Maybe attack that pawn now. Maybe this even. Let's defend it. Let's put my rook back here first. Might want to offer a queen trade because he's up material. I'm not gonna trade. Yeah, and that does put his queen on this diagonal. So I don't think he gained anything from this. And now I can probably start thinking about pushing here. If takes, takes. Yeah. And if he pushes, I can take with the rook. This is defended by my queen now, which is actually a nice thing about this. And his queen is pretty much out of the game here. My king is very safe actually here. Okay, so he is trying to protect. Let's see, can I go here? Maybe this. Let's go for this first. See what he wants to do about this. If he takes now, he can pin my bishop still. I think I'm just going here now. Maybe put my queen here so that this, after he moves the rook, I can take here then. Again, if he takes here, I feel like that should be alright for me. Still down the exchange, but I got a lot of counterplay. Yeah, that's really slow. I think I should go here now. So this is a threat now. Yeah, he goes there. Can I take here? Probably can. So let's go for that. He takes back, I win his rook. If he pushes, I might be able to sack my queen. Now this pawn isn't going anywhere because it's covered. If he pushes, takes, rook takes. Actually, my bishop and my queen are attacked. Maybe I should go there. He can pin me. It's getting messy. I can take his rook, maybe. He isn't going for that. I can just do this, maybe. Still debating whether this is better. Yeah, let's just go here. This will forever be annoying for him. And meanwhile, he doesn't really have any attack here, I think. Let's see if I take, rook takes, push. Looks really interesting. If I take, rook takes, push. Interesting as well. Let's go for that. No, it's weakening, but I still think you should really watch out for my pawns. This is a threat now, I think. Okay, so he goes there. Okay, my pawns are defended, so I can just swing my rook over. Maybe go here. Still down the exchange, but I still feel like I might be playing for the win. Rook here isn't scary. I can just defend with my king, I think. And these pawns, it's 3 on 4, so I don't think he's breaking through there. This pawn isn't doing anything. And if he ever decides to give up the exchange, this is still really close to promoting. So yeah, I think this is really good for me still. Okay, so he's going there. Maybe trying to cover this. Okay, I'm still gonna go for this. So let's say I check here. He goes here. And if he takes, yeah, he's probably in time. Although, takes. My bishop is covering this. So can he prevent me from promoting? Don't really think so. Could also go here maybe. Same idea basically. Yeah, pushing here doesn't really work, right? Takes, queen, you can just take and then still an exchange down. Let's just go for a slow move. And let's close things down over here. Yeah, and now he can't block with a rook. So let's go for this. Pushing still doesn't do anything. Maybe I can just win this pawn. And then this pawn becomes a problem as well for him. Yeah, don't see why not. Could have maybe taken here. Yeah, let's just go here. He's threatening this. And I feel like that's not much of a problem. Because I'm gonna queen. Do we need to be quick? Yeah, I think so. Let's just do this and queen. And let's see. Looking at ways to maybe win one of the rooks. So let's go for this. Looks annoying. And this pawn is still a problem for him. Can maybe make a second queen. No, he's gonna try something like this, probably. Okay, let's just go here. Just win some more pawns. Yeah, he just gives up an exchange here. And I have 3 more pawns, so it's easiest just to promote. And I'm gonna win the game. And if I can force this trade, that's easiest, because I just have 3 pawns. And it's 5-second increment, so I'm not scared about my time. Yeah, he just resigns, or he abandons the game even. Let's go to the review. I definitely messed up while losing the exchange, but after that I feel like I played pretty well. 82 accuracy, so not too bad. So let's see, this is all theory. And here I didn't really know what's the best plan. Doesn't really matter too much, so this is still alright. Yeah, castling is best. Yeah, and this is just weird. He should have taken here. And this is still good for white, like the engine shows. I can just go here, have some pressure there. But yeah, when he didn't take back, I took my chance to go here. This is just too slow, apparently. Yeah, just put more rook here, something like this. More active play would have been better. This is still alright. What did I miss here? Probably this, right? Yeah, that's just easiest. Like if he goes here, I can just take. And yeah, he needs to go there, else it's checkmate. Right, I'm threatening checkmate here. So this probably leads to checkmate. Let's see, by the way. Okay. This. Ah, because my bishop is there as well. Okay, yeah. But still, I didn't find that. This is still a comfortable position for white. It's plus 0.8. Yeah, allowing his knight to come in here wasn't the best. And then here, yeah, this was just a blunder. And now I am down, so I'm still proud of the way I fought back. And this was his mistake. I had a missed win. Queen f3. Yeah, I was thinking about that, but I felt like maybe he could open things up and then it looks scary. So I went here. And it's still around equal. And here allowed me to take the pawn, and this is actually winning for white now. But this was a mistake. I was looking at this, but I felt like, how am I gonna promote this pawn? The engine says this. G4. Yeah, it's just playing some slow moves. Rook f7. My bishop back. And I guess this is just a permanent problem for him, and somehow I'm gonna break through. I felt like this was annoying for him as well, and the engine agrees. Now here, this is a missed win. Yeah, why didn't I consider d5? That's just connected pass pawns. I should have played that. I was too focused on this idea, and it's still good for me. Even though I'm down the exchange, this is winning for white. And just to show you, he can't really take here because after this, there's no way to prevent the pawn. He would like to go here, but you can just take it. So then here I closed everything down. And when his king went there, I went for the other pawn, which was the right idea. And here I was wondering if he had something like this. Apparently you can just take here. And just go here, and this is still winning for white. I guess because his rook is just out of the game. Wow, that's really crazy. He does have a rook, but like it's forever stuck. It can't go there because it gets captured, can't go there because it gets captured, can't go there because it gets captured. So his rook is just stuck forever, and I'm playing basically king against king, 4 against 3 on this side. And if he ever decides to give up his rook, then this pawn is a problem for him as well. And his king needs to come over, and meanwhile I'm gonna grab all these pawns. Oh, that would have been nice if I found... Maybe he did find it because he ended up not playing that. But then this is just winning, yeah. This is always a nice idea to know about. You can sacrifice your rook to basically lure the king to the back rank, so you can queen with check. Like if this wasn't check, so let's say I would have played this to queen, then he has time to defend. Right, it doesn't check, so it's not forcing. Now in this case, defending like this doesn't really work because this is defended twice. But he could go for the counterattack in this case. That doesn't even work. What does the engine say? Rook here. Wait, what's the difference? Because I take here, and apparently, yeah, I'm defending, and then, okay. But if we go here, that's not a problem, and he has a counterattack, that's a draw. But I went here with check, and then this is his check, and here I felt like he should go for this. Just try to go for some counterplay. He'd still be winning for me, but, you know, let's say, I don't know, I make a random move and it's not check. He probably has some kind of perpetual here. He didn't go for that. And then here I could just grab a lot of pawns. Here I tried to be able to win that the last pawn with check, but he didn't allow me, so I went for this. And then, yeah, this is just bad. Like, if you're playing with black here, I know this pawn is scary, but you need some counterplay, so you need both rooks in the game to try and trick me or something. And yeah, this is just over. Like, what I was gonna do probably is just attack his rook somehow, and let's say this happens, I'm just gonna take it. And it's not gonna be the best move, in this case it actually is, because I just have 3 pawns here, and it's an easy win, easier than when I leave his rook on the board. But if he, you know, somehow kept this rook, I would have eventually started pushing pawns, and yeah, that would have been completely winning as well. Time for another game. So let's see if we can find one. It's gonna be 5+5. Like always, at least lately. And like lately, it's taking some time to find an opponent. But there he is. So let's see what we can do. 1666. Kind of transposing into some Jobava London stuff. And these lines I always like. Usually they play this. It's not the best move. Best move is bishop b4. And that's the third best move. They prevent me from doing this, but now they've got to deal with this this weak pawn. So far this is all prep. And at some point black is gonna try to go for e5. But I'm in time to not really stop it, but to deal with that at least. This is always a useful move. Never let the light in. This knight is pretty useless in these positions. Yeah, now he's trying to push this. So I'm just gonna go h2 and drop my bishop back. And he has still some weaknesses here. And if he trades here, then these are just 2 double pawns. That's not what he wants. And if he pushes, I'm just dropping a knight back, because I'm going for c4 in a lot of these positions. Now in this position, he is attacking here. I know that I've messed this up before. I think I can just go there. But I believe I've done that before and that wasn't best. Could also defend like this. Let's go there. Here my rook belongs somewhere else. The reason I'm hesitating is he might put a rook on that file in the future, and then there might be some discoveries with it at night. Maybe he can win a pawn here or something. But it takes him quite a few moves to do that, so I think it's fine. Okay, so he takes. That's interesting. I can just take here. Okay, so is he winning a pawn here? He isn't really, because I'm on that. So takes, knight takes, takes, queen takes. I can take here. And I have this in the future. I think it's alright. Could also just take with the pawn. But I feel like this is fine. Because if he doesn't trade knight, that's a good knight. So he does go for that, I think. Yeah, pawn is pinned. But I can win this. I don't think I'm missing something. He definitely has a good attack. Like he can... No, he can't come in with this knight actually, because I'm taking, and he doesn't have a discovery to win my queen back, so... And he can't really attack my bishop, because then his queen hangs. He can attack it like this. So maybe that's best for him to keep up the pressure. I can maybe start going for the counter-attack. He needs to move his queen. I think my king is actually quite safe. He doesn't have this check as well, because my bishop is there. And he has an isolated pawn, I don't. So I think this is still good for me. Okay, so he decides to attack my bishop with his queen. I feel like I should stay on this diagonal. Just cutting off his king and still preventing this. So after this he might have this. But still that's fine, I think. Could also go for this. Just trading. Do I want that endgame? So here he also has that check. Then I can go for this. I think that's actually best. Don't want to give up castling right. And trading queens isn't best here, I think. Maybe if I want to go for a draw, but I feel like I shouldn't. I'm playing with the white pieces after all. And he could pin my bishop. At the very least I can defend with my rook. Okay, so do I want to trade like this? Yeah, if I don't, he's coming in, so I think I have to now. But I think that's actually alright. Could have also considered this, by the way. But I think this is slightly bit better. So here, blockading that pawn. Feels like the right plan. Yeah, can I attack that bishop? Maybe go here first. Try to trap it. Yeah, you can always defend with his rook, so I don't think that's gonna help. Can also just play it slow. Or do I want an active bishop? I feel like it's gonna get kicked out anyway. So let's do that. Needs to move his rook. And if he moves there, then this rook is quite bad. And that's an idea, but doubling up there doesn't really scare me too much. Also this pawn might be hanging, although my bishop might get trapped. But I feel like just castling is safest. Okay, so he attacks my bishop like that. I do want to go for something like this. Or just go here? That's the question. Let's just go here. Now you might be going for an attack on my bishop. My other bishop, I should say. Maybe I have some pins there. Although that wouldn't even work, because after takes, you can take with the knight, getting 2 pieces for the rook. Is this scary? Don't really think so. He might be going for that. If I attack his bishop, he is going for that probably. Is this alright? It's weakening of my dark squares, but since he doesn't have a dark squared bishop anymore, I think it's fine. Could also go here immediately. Then this, don't really like. Yeah, let's attack the bishop and go for this. Assuming he goes there. Maybe he has some other plans. This might also be an idea to attack this. But that's defendable in a couple of ways. I'm down a minute, by the way, so I should speed up. So he goes for both of those, actually. So I can safely put my king on a dark square, I feel like. Okay, so he's gonna protect this pawn like that. Let's activate my rook. Now if he ever moves his knight, this pawn is hanging. He might be in time to go for this. But at least I put my other rook there. So this, where does this knight go? Probably wants to go there or something. Let's put my rook here first. This pawn is still a weakness, but it's difficult for me to attack. And I don't really want to go for this, because that gives me an isolated pawn. Yeah, and here he's attacking this as well. That's actually annoying. Maybe I need to go for this now. Can't really move my bishop because I'm losing that. I don't like losing my bishop, but yeah. Could have also considered this, by the way. Just to pin the knight. And if he doesn't take my bishop, that might be my next move. Threatening this, probably. Okay, so he's attacking that now. Consider going there. Or this, maybe. If this, then this does attack this pawn as well. So yeah, let's go there. So that knight is now kind of out of the game. Though this pawn is weak, but I think it's alright. So if I attack the knight now, he does have a check. So that's annoying. Could also consider going for this. So this takes, gives me an isolated pawn, but I feel like I can go for it. And I still need to play quicker, so let's try to focus on that. I can also go here, but I don't really like this. Still this is attacking this, although bishop is defending. Yeah, I am threatening this and now I think. Because rook can go there. Let's go here, see what he wants to do. If he puts his rook back here, that's just bad. Isn't this winning? No, he can go for this check. Is this winning? His knight has a square now. Then his rook might be trapped. Let's go for this. 26 seconds, so it's gonna be a challenge anyway. So I don't see a square for his rook. Yeah, if I'm able to convert this, it's 5-second increment, so that gives me some chances. And he is taking his time, so that's also good for me. Maybe there is a way to save his rook. I'm letting him think. Don't really see a counter attack or anything. And afterwards I can start attacking this pawn maybe. But yeah, nice to see he is spending a lot of time here. Because I wouldn't really like the time scramble. I think I can just go for this. Rook is still trapped, I believe. Maybe trading was easier. Probably better even, because on low time, I don't want things to get too difficult. Yeah, I did win a pawn, so... Yeah, so he goes for an attack right there. So I could go here, because if he takes this bishop, I can just save the other one. I feel like this is alright. Like if he wants to trade like this, that's fine by me as well. Rook still has no squares. And I still have no time, so that's a thing. So yeah, he wins a pawn back. Let's go here maybe. Yeah, when you need to play quickly, these things are still quite difficult. I'm just up an exchange, so it's not much. My pawns are weak, his pawns are weak. So it's quite an interesting situation. Ah, missed that. Okay. And I mess up a lot when I need to play quickly. But I think I'm on this pawn now. And yeah, he's gonna go here, so it's getting difficult. Is this even checkmate? Okay, that's bad. Yeah, so let's analyze this game. Like I said, I always mess up on in time trouble. So I need to start to learn not to get into time trouble. That was an interesting game, so let's see where I could have improved. So this was all good. Yeah, up until this point, it's all prep. And here, engine says queen b3. Yeah, so apparently this is the only move. I knew in this position I've messed up before, just didn't know the move. So you should remember that. And yeah, this is inaccurate because of queen h4, okay. So let's say I play a random move. Knight comes in, yeah, this is becoming quite dangerous. And my bishop is attacked, so probably need to do this and then lose my bishop or something. It's really bad. But yeah, he didn't find that. And this was still alright. Slightly better, but not much. So that was quite nice. And here, yeah, bishop d3 was best. I saw it too late. This was the right approach. This was alright. And then here, indeed, this is the best plan. And let's see. Yeah, the best move, even the best move was just to take. I got greedy. And in the end, things got too complicated. And here, this was best. Didn't really see the difference. Yeah, I guess this is easier. After this, what did he have? F6. Yeah, and I need to give up my bishop or something. He has this check. Okay, but he didn't play that. Now I had a miss win because of this idea. Yeah, here I just gave up a pawn. I mean, it was a double attack on the knight. I should have seen this. Yeah, and then this is just a blunder. So I thought he was going for something like this, but I missed G5. I'm gonna play an unrated game. to see what we can do. Now the reason I was gonna go for this is because usually you come up against low rated players, but in this case that's not so much the case. But we'll see what we can do anyway. It's gonna be fun playing against the 2100. So let's see. I believe the move here is this. And this is an idea. So let's see, is it actually strong here? He can defend with his knight. And maybe this stops him from castling. It's only temporary. Could just pick up the pawn. I guess that's just safest. Comes with tempo. Maybe it goes here, but then this comes with tempo as well. I think this is alright. And again, this might be annoying. So I might have the bishop pair in the end. I feel like this is just good. Maybe this jack even. This just looks really good. I feel like I have had this position before. At least something like this. And just win a bishop. Is there anything better? Don't think so. Let's just go for it. So far I'm wondering why he is rated 2100, but okay. So let's see. I think I can afford to play it slowly. Just save my knight. I'm up a piece. So there's no way this is bad for me. Of course I should develop my other pieces. Just a question of how I want to do it. Guessing this is nice. Threatening some checks, which he needs to address. So let's say this. These squares are covered. So he only has one square. And then here. That's really close to checkmate. I think I should go for this. So this, he has this. Or the knight maybe. With the knight I can just trade. I'm up a piece, so that's fine. Also consider this. Going for this. Then he might have something like this. I just go here for now. I can also just win a pawn if I want, but I feel like I should be attacking. Yeah, so we saw that. This maybe also threatens this, by the way. Oh, his knight is covering. Maybe after I take. If I do that now, take, check. He can move here. Don't think I have anything there. Okay, I'm gonna attack. He needs to respond at least. So this check forces the king here. And this check probably goes there as well. I just take. Go here. This doesn't work. Here's this. Why did I try that? So this and this. He also has this there. Maybe it is easier just to go for the pawn. He can probably win this pawn there. So maybe this just forces king back. Yeah, let's go for that. This king is still in a kind of awkward position. Can even go here. Go for that. Maybe I want to rook lift. Maybe at some point move my king here. Okay, that's an alright move. Should just drop it back. Feel like active play is better. Does he have anything like 2 checks here? Don't think so. Yeah, let's go for this. If he takes, that's just a trade, I think. By the way, this kinda comes with tempo. Knight is defending right now, but not after this. Yeah, I'm still up a piece, so trading is beneficial to me. Or at least it should be. Okay, so he goes there. So this defense, does he have this? Maybe. Maybe here. Or the other knight. Also consider this. He's probably gonna just take this knight. If he takes here, then that looks dangerous. So maybe this. It's getting tricky. Yeah, at least I'm attacking the rook here. Now my king is still in the center, so still debating whether I want to play this, but for now I can't afford to play a slow move. And if he ever moves this pawn, I'm just gonna take it. That just weakens his king further, I think. Okay, he trades, so maybe he sees something. Yeah, I should take the bishop. This would just be 2 pieces for the rook, which is not good. And here I'm still up a piece. Still looking at this sacrifice. So takes with check. Doesn't really work. So I think I should just move my knight away. Or move back here, but that's maybe a little bit dangerous. Could also consider taking here, but still he can put a rook here and then go for this pawn. So I think this is safest. Now you can have a double attack on my bishop. I can just move it here, for example. Yeah, if he wants to win a pawn, that's fine. Could also consider this, by the way. But then after this, I can just go here. This maybe as this. So let's go here actually. But this comes with check, by the way. Doesn't really matter. Can't just move. My bishop is defending my rook. So I think this should still be winning for me. But I should watch the clock as well. Okay, so he's taking. Is there any point in taking with my king? Don't really think so. He can still take that pawn, but I feel like it's fine. My king's alright there, I guess. And he needs to move his knight again. Maybe I can bring my rook up. Activate it with tempo. Also go here, but doesn't really attack anything right now. So let's go here. Still up a piece. He does have a pawn for it. So yeah, he goes there. This is defended by my knight. So I can play another tempo move, improve my rook. That's what I'll do. And if he goes for this, to get rid of the knight, to attack this, I'm just going to take his knight and trade. And by the way, that's maybe his only move. No, he has this, which he goes for. Let's see, do I want to go for this? He might have this. This is always a good move. Let's go for that. Okay, I have 2 minutes. I really need to play quickly here. So it's still difficult. But still 2 minutes is... you can play a lot of moves in 2 minutes. I just need to be accurate, because one slip and he's back in the game, so I should watch out for that. Yeah, this pawn is definitely a weakness. Also looking to infiltrate here, if the knight moves. It's just a 7th rank. Looks promising. Maybe even this. I don't mind trading. So if he wants to trade, that's fine. It's just one less piece for him. I just think he has too many weaknesses. So does this work? Yeah, I guess just to kick it out. He might have some checks, but still. Can go there, for example. And he has this, but I want to probably move my rook anyway. Also go there. He's probably gonna take there. Yeah. Let's bring my rook in. Just attacking these pawns. Oh, he has a 4-on-1 here, so that's a bit dangerous. But for now I'm blockading well, I think. And yeah, defending these pawns is definitely way too passive, I think, for him. Well, first of all, he just loses this. He is going for it. Am I missing something? I need to play quickly, so no time to calculate. Let's just go for it. Attacking this as well now. Might have this. I'm in time with this. Comes with check. And then I don't know, let's go here. If he wants to trade, that's obviously fine by me. But I have a minute, so it's still not over. He goes for it. So I just need to play quickly here. If he takes, that's mate. Okay, he saw that. And that's checkmate, I believe. Just made in 2. Yeah, and he resigns. Okay, so quite a nice game. Against the 2100, so happy proud of that. Let's see what the evaluation has to say. 92.8 accuracy, so that's quite nice. So let's see if we can learn something from this one. So yeah, this was all prep. And this is just bad for him. Let's see here. Yeah, this check was even better. I was considering this as well, but I don't think it works. No, that's bad. Yeah, this is good. And then this is just a blunder. He needed to go here, and then this is still annoying for him, I think. It's not the best move. Although it's pretty much the same evaluation as the best move. So he needs to take. Yeah, and then bishop takes, and he's not castling. So that's what I was looking at, but after this, he just loses a piece by force. I think because if his king defends a bishop, then he's losing a rook. Here he loses a bishop. So let's see how our conversion was. So that is the best move. And here, yeah, it's close. Even this is just one of the moves. This is good. Engine just wants me to castle. Yeah, I guess that's just safest. I was going for the attack, and that's still alright. And here, let's see if this would have worked. Yeah, because I saw this and I was like, what do I do? Apparently this. And then take the rook. Let him take here. And he has one backup piece, but I'm up a pawn and his king is weak. So yeah, I guess I could have played for this, but it's still dangerous like this, so didn't like that. And this was better anyway. And here, I was considering this. Does that work? Apparently it's definitely winning for me. King back. Rook h4. Yeah, just bring the rook up. I saw that this was better, but this is again a better move, so I shouldn't be analyzing it too much. And this is all good. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with my game. Yeah, here I allowed this check to lose a pawn, so that's why this is not the best move. So that's definitely something I could have done better. It didn't really matter. And here, this is just always annoying for him. The bishop is blocking with these squares. So basically, I'm always threatening a back rank mate. So back here, I saw that he couldn't take this pawn because it would be mate. So I just moved my king closer to defend it and then later be able to use my pieces again. And then after this, he is threatening to win this. So let's say I make a random move. He can take here because this is no longer mate. His king can escape. It's still winning for me, but his king gets out. So instead, I just played this check, asking him what he wants to do. If he goes back, that's what we saw in the game. If he goes here, I have some discoveries. So I can at the very least just go here and then trade rooks. And yeah, that's over basically. So that's not what he can do. So in the game he played this, but then I played here. And the difference is my rook was here before. He still can't take this, and that's what he missed in the game. Because that's still checkmate, but only in 2 moves instead of 1. But I'm also attacking this, so he needs to deal with 2 threats now. And this is actually something he can't deal with, because if he defends with the rook again, that's checkmate in 2. And like happened in the game, he took, and this is just checkmate in 2. Again, my bishop is covering this, so the king can't move. Only thing he can do is block with the rook, and then this is just checkmate. So yeah, happy. 1 from a 2100. Nice game. Eventually we should find someone. Yeah, there it is. Playing with the white pieces. Going for the Jobava London, as we always like to do if we are given the chance. This is a sideline. Probably not even called the Jobava London here. It still transposes into some main stuff. Not like that. Which I guess all the moves are just natural. Maybe this is some preparation by him, but I don't really see any threats here. So yeah, let's just put our pieces on our natural squares. And probably in this variation, I'm just gonna castle kingside. And I think my pieces are better coordinated than his. Like this knight, it has a square here, but it's not really doing all that much. Maybe he's playing for this. So I'm gonna drop my knight back first to be able to defend with c3. So that's what he was doing. Yeah, this is completely fine. I'm not gonna castle on that side like I do a lot of times in the Jobava London. I'm just gonna castle kingside. And then actually I can use this pawn to maybe start a queenside attack. He starts attacking there as well. But I don't know if it's really dangerous. Could also consider this immediately. I'm not in a rush to castle. Like he has... these 2 knights are his most advanced pieces, so it's not like he's attacking my king anytime soon. Also the diagonals are just blocked off, so... Yeah, this does win a pawn. He's probably gonna win it back, because it's very weak. Yeah, we're giving the opportunity, so why not take it? At least he won't have any breaks here anymore. And like I said, I'm gonna castle kingside, so this actually helps me, opens up my rook. So yeah, maybe consider this now. Yeah, I think that's annoying for him. He doesn't want to play this, that's very weakening. And he can't play one of these moves to attack this pawn. He's still going for it. Yeah, I guess that's still an option. But I can win the bishop pair here. Now that is his bad bishop, so I don't know if I even want to. So like that, he's probably giving up his bishop there. So I might just leave this pawn. Yeah, let's do that actually. It was an extra pawn to begin with. And this bishop is just not doing anything in this game. So I feel like this should be good for me. But it's a question of how we want to open things up. Could consider this. That does leave this knight a bit weak here. So this, if he takes, my bishop and my knight are attacked. Well, I can take here because my knight is offended. Maybe rook here first to go for this. I think I can play it slow actually. I was debating this, but I want to bring my other rook, I think. Still, this is not really an option for him. That square is very weak. Can't go there immediately, but still. Okay, so maybe he has some plans to go here, but that's defended well. Yeah, this is a bit slow, so maybe this first is still better, but like imagine a rook being here, and then this trade. I'd be attacking a lot of pieces, have a rook on the open file. So that's my dream scenario right now. And he might take the chance to trade off his bad bishop. Although that just loses his bishop now that I think of it. So that's not something he can do. Okay, that's an odd move. Also looking at some sacrifices at some point. I don't think they work. Yeah, I'm just going here. Now if this, I definitely have that square. Don't know what this was doing. Okay, so that's his idea. It's actually an alright move. Maybe I can start putting a lot of pressure on that pawn now. Well, not like this, that loses my rook. Or an exchange. Maybe like this. Yeah, I can put a lot of pressure on that pawn. But he can defend a lot, but still. Okay, he just wanted to improve his knight. Guess this is maybe an idea. I guess I should stop that. It's a very slow game, this. Not scared of this. I'm just gonna take it and leave him with some weak pawns. Yeah, if this I just want to drop my bishop back. Want to keep that bishop. This is a nice diagonal. If ever you move something to the diagonal, I might have some tactics. By moving my knight or something. Maybe not right away, but it's definitely something at some point. Okay, that's pretty weakening. Guess he wants to go there, but still. Hitting one of these squares. I think this is best. Because it could still go there and then... Yeah, he's probably going for something like this now, but I don't really see it working. Maybe he goes for this. Still, that's not that much of an issue. So are there some tactics now? Don't think so. Like sometimes this is a tactic. Now his queen is defending there. But if he goes there in the future, then this will be a tactic. So in the meantime, let's just continue our plan to put more pressure there. Yeah, if he drops like one of the knights to try and trade this off, I actually have this. Although I don't because my bishop is here and that would be check. So that's a shame. So maybe I want to move my king somewhere at some point. Yeah, moving my king here is dangerous as well. Could also consider this. Just to solidify that knight there. I think that's actually alright. My king is gonna be a bit weak. But I think this is nice. I probably want to take back with my pawn. Could also consider this now. I'll just put more pressure here. I have 4 attackers. I need only have 3 defenders, so he needs to defend. He doesn't want to lose it. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, that's not what I expected. So yeah, I'm on this now. But I guess I'm losing an exchange if I go for this. If all the trades happen. Does end with a check. Could also consider this. If he takes, you can take here, but you can take back. Doesn't really look like the right idea. So this. And this maybe. To be annoying. Still this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take here. Still looking at the tactics here, but it still doesn't work. So this, but then this knight is still pretty awkward. Well, maybe I have time for something like this. So yeah, let's try at least. So maybe this. And he wants to apply pressure here probably, but it's gonna take him some moves. Well, a lot of his pieces are still tied down to this. Now if I want to use my pieces, I have to move them anyway, so it doesn't really do much, but yeah, so he's aiming there. Maybe for my bishop. Maybe he wants to bring his queen in. I'm just gonna ignore all of that. Like, this is okay for me. Maybe then he has this. I maybe have a check here. Doesn't really do much, I think. You have to go for this. I mean, what am I gonna do else than taking there? This check would be a thing. He moves his pawn as well. It might be a thing regardless of anything, by the way, because it's just a double attack. So yeah, before I move my knight here, I probably want to get my queen in. So here, yeah, this should be right. Like, the bishop check wasn't all that good. This is definitely better. Maybe even leading to checkmate, by the way. Like, this is checkmate. This is checkmate. Yeah, it's just checkmate. Okay. Nice ending. I should have seen that earlier, but still, yeah. Let's go to the game review. I think I was definitely losing at some point.
You won with a nice mid-game mating tactic, turning an even game into victory.
Okay. I don't know if you can hear that, but suddenly the engine started talking. 81 accuracy, it says. Let's go to the preview. So yeah, quickly out of opening prep. This is just bad for him. It's +1. This wasn't the right plan. Okay, what does the engine say? Let's put the queen here, and then after this, I'd have this. Yeah, usually in these positions you don't go for this, but here I can see it's actually very dangerous. Yeah, this is more usual, and it's still a healthy advantage. This was alright. What does the engine say? Just castle. Yeah, I wasn't not in a rush, and here I could just win a pawn. I felt like I would lose it anyway. So you can say here, knight g3. Yeah, that's always a move you play a lot, but I didn't really see why I would in this case. It's not much of a difference. Although the engine still wants to play knight g3 in all these positions. So here I was debating it, should have played it. Yeah, a lot of inaccuracies. And here this plan didn't really work out. I should have thought earlier about me losing an exchange there. But he gave me time at least. So this is bad. What does the engine say? Move my king here. I considered that at some point. Queen here. This is still fine. Still have a slight advantage. But here I had a missed win. Apparently just taking here. I ended up doing that anyway. So why can't he take? Okay. I have a lot of moves here, but they're all about equal. So apparently this is just positionally good for me. So I played this. And here I took anyway. And here it is the only move to keep an advantage. Still +1. So yeah, I thought I was losing at some point, but apparently I was never losing. Although I should not speak too soon. This is almost losing, but not completely. And now it's better for black. I wouldn't say it's losing. And this is just a mistake by him. So I thought that would be his plan, but I saw this and then yeah, it's just game over. Like he can't do anything. Best move is this, to just prolong it for another move. Yeah, no matter where he goes, if he had gone here, this would still be checkmate. Queen is covering all these squares. And like in the game, that's also checkmate. So yeah, let's play another game. Waiting for an opponent. At some point I might consider just going for a 3+2 game. Because there it's just way easier to find opponents and it'll be a bit more difficult for me to explain my moves. But at the same time, it's probably better. Just a bigger player pool. Playing the Jobava London. This is prep so far. Best move is this, but they almost always play this, which is still fine. And the main point is that his knight is pretty weak there. I haven't seen this in this position. That's actually an interesting idea. So maybe this. So I always can drop my knight back. Let's go for that. I think I want to go for this. I don't mind doubling the pawns here, because that would be a nice square for the knight. This knight can drop back to defend here. So maybe we want to play that now, because he has this as well. Although that does drop a pawn there. At some point I want to play this anyway, so let's go for it now. Not in a rush to castle, I think. If he wants to take my bishop, I think I'm okay with that. He'll be left with a bishop on the same color as all his pawns. So I'm just going to castle. So he's going for that pawn. That's easily defendable. So let's go for that. If he doesn't take my bishop now, I'm actually going to save it. But he probably does. Yeah. Like I said, this is a nice square for my knight. He's attacking on the queen side, but there's nothing to attack. My king is here. Could also consider this. I'm not in a rush to make that decision, I think. So maybe just bring my knight up first. Maybe bring my rook in the game. Also, this might be an idea. That's not much of a problem, I think. So let's see, is that any good? If he pushes, I can just take. If he takes here, I can take with the knight and maybe then he can push. Could also consider this and then this. He can't push there. So maybe that's what I'm gonna do. And it looks like he has a better center, but I'm attacking it immediately. And he will be playing with hanging pawns, I think. So probably this now. Yeah, let's go for this. I think he should take with the pawn, open up his rook. He does that. I missed that. It still might be okay. Let's consider this as an in-between move. Don't even know if I want to play that. This doesn't really help with anything. Might just play this. And then go for an attack on that side of the board. Let's do that. Losing the exchange isn't the worst thing here, I think. Yeah, let's see if we can brew up some attack here. If he takes here, I can always take with check. Yeah, I figured he would take there. Maybe this now. Although, oh no, that's defended by my queen. So maybe I can go for that. Let's do that. Might be able to go here. Then I may just take and leave him with an isolated pawn, which is still a good pawn, I think. But by the way, that's just a queen. So they should be winning. But maybe he saw something. I feel like this should be winning for me. By the way, at some point I should have done this, probably. So yeah, let's do that now. Yeah, and then he wants to go for this. Yeah, maybe I need to go here to defend the rook. Could also consider this and then take here. Or maybe this is just easiest. Yeah, let's just go for this. Just give up the pawn. Now I can take this pawn. Yeah, and this is not checkmate because my knight can always drop back. I can just take this pawn. And this should be winning for me. Unless there's something I don't see, but I think this is just completely winning. So just to be sure, let's make a look for my king. I'm not in a rush. I'm up a queen, so. But he's playing on, and that's good. I always like it when people play on. That's what you should do. And I don't know, let's go here. Just attacking that pawn and playing it slow. Probably there's some quick way to win, but well, that's the quickest way probably. And he wants to play again, but I want to go to the game review. So I'm not going to play again. So let's see what it says. 86 accuracy. Pretty nice. Let's see if we can learn something from this. Yeah, like I said, this was all prep. And I'm not familiar with this move. The engine says just knight f3. There's nothing there apparently. Develop my bishop first, which is fine as well. And this is just slight advantage for white. These are double pawns, but like I said, that's a good square for the knight. Doesn't really matter. But this was wrong. A3 is best here. Yeah, just to stop this. Or to stop his knight from coming in maybe. Although that wasn't good. Just castling. And this is all alright. Still a slight advantage. See a few things I could have done better, but not much. Okay, so this is not the right plan. A3 again. So that's something I should consider. A3 in almost all these positions is a good move. So let's see. Oh, this was actually the best response. And then here. Yeah, so this was actually good for him. So I missed this. But I felt like I definitely had some counterplay. Now the engine is saying it's -2. But already here, this is a blunder. Even though the evaluation doesn't change that much. So that's odd. Missed win. What should I have done? Knight g5. Yeah, I was thinking about things like this, but I didn't see an immediate knockout blow. But apparently, f takes e6 is his only move. So let's say he does something random. What do I do? Okay, just bring the knight here, and he can't take because of checkmate. And if he does something else, I'm gonna take his knight and go for checkmate. Yeah. So I could have definitely considered that. So this was a miswin. And here just lost his queen. So I got lucky. And here it's just a matter of conversion. Queen a3. Yeah, I could have done that as well. What if he goes here? So let's see actually, what does the engine say? Oh yeah, I can take because it's an X-ray defense. Right. But I felt like this was easiest. Drop the knight back. Yeah, and he resigned. It's just completely lost. I would have won. Don't know if I would have found the fastest way, but this is just completely over. I still had 3 minutes on the clock, so yeah, that would have been an easy conversion anyway. But yeah, happy with this game. Let's see if we can win next time as well. Okay, there it is, 1700. Let's see what we can do. Playing d4, trying to go for Jobava London. It looks like we're gonna get one. You could also consider things like this. And this usually transposes. This is a useful move. Stops my plans of knight b5. And against the early bishop, I actually like to go for f3. If his knight comes out, that's actually a fun variation with g4. And if his knight doesn't come out, I'm grabbing the full center. So no matter what he does, I'm happy here. And he's gonna have to move his bishop again. I'm gonna have pretty strong pawns, 2 pieces developed. So this is already nice to see. And he goes there. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the center, like I said. And he could trade and then drop his bishop back. Probably dropping the bishop back immediately is best. But I'm having the full center, 2 pieces developed. Ready to develop a 3rd piece. Well, he only has 1 bishop, that's a little bit passive. So let's see what I want to do. Could consider this. Could also bring my queen up. Going for quick castles. I think this is a little bit more flexible. Not afraid of any knight maneuver because the pawn is here. And if he spends a lot of time to do something about that, that's fine by me. Now I should also watch out for plans like this. But maybe I have just a simple plan like this now. Trading off the bishops. And that's always an annoying pawn for him. Now I am blocking my bishop, but I think that's justified here. Can always drop it back and try and use this diagonal. And here it's a question of how I want to take. Pawn is pretty weak. In a lot of positions, the pawn is actually good there, but I'm not sure here. It does come with the benefit that you can, put your queen on b3. Start attacking on this side. But I feel like this is just a little bit safer. And after castling queenside, I'm ready to go for a pawn storm on this side of the board. Yeah, so that does attack this. I think I can just castle, defending it with my king. And he could start putting some pressure, but I don't think there's any danger there. At some point I do want to move my king to b1 probably. Although this diagonal isn't really that weak. Yeah, and here I might have to take. Could consider moving my knight back. Could consider this, by the way. I think that's actually alright. Now it doesn't win a pawn or anything. But this knight is not the best piece. So trading enough, I think, should be alright. I'm just wondering, does he have something like this? I feel like they probably have some kind of attack. So I don't think he does. And he should probably just take here, else he did lose a queen, a pawn. Not a queen. He's taking a long think. Yeah, he does take eventually. But still, I don't think this was a problem. I could get my bishop to a better diagonal with tempo. So maybe that's a good idea. But I feel like just developing my pieces first is my main priority right now. Maybe now this. That does drop pawn there. Though maybe not, he needs to move his queen. Let's just play it slow for now. I could attack my queen, but my knight is defending that now, so I couldn't just move my queen. This isn't scary. I think that would be a nice square for my knight. And I could consider defending this pawn to be able to move my bishop. It's a bit slow. I think it's alright. And if at some point he's castling on the king side, my pawn storm can become very dangerous for him. Might even have some sacrifices. Maybe this is an idea for him now. I can just drop my bishop back and the pawn is still defended, so I think it's alright. And at some point I want to defend it with a pawn, probably. He also has things like this to consider, but I feel like I can just kick the queen away. Also this might be annoying for him. Should have maybe considered that last move. Kind of forcing his hand in castling to start my pawn storm. Because if he doesn't castle, there's some annoying threats he needs to deal with. Does he have anything like this? Okay, so he did see that as a threat, probably. So now maybe this. To start a pawn storm. Maybe this and this. Maybe this even. Let's go for this and let's give the move to him. Let's see what he wants to do. Okay, so he does go for this, but it is defended, and now I can drop my bishop here. And this pawn is already advanced. It's the main idea behind my move. And in the future I might have this diagonal. Still, this might be a good square in some lines. I'm not threatening any sacrifices here anymore, but I am starting a pawn maneuver. So let's see, can I just go here? Probably wants things like this. So let's do that, let's keep it safe. And here I can just move my queen, and this is defended. Okay. Can I start an attack here? Problem is this doesn't really do much. Maybe something like this. Probably that's better. So if I can open things up, his king is still not castled. And even if he is castling, this looks dangerous. And he's probably trying to sacrifice his rook here. But I don't think it works. Sure, he can take there afterwards, but I can just move my king. I don't think there's anything there. This is an annoying threat for him, I think. And if he moves, probably even f6. Yeah, so he does go for that. I think this is alright. He's gonna sacrifice here, but I don't see it working. And if he doesn't sacrifice, okay, plays rook there. Still not much of a difference, I believe. Looking at things here, but there's nothing there. I think I can go here. Still, this leads to the same thing. This doesn't work. I can take. And if I got this move in, it's pretty much safe. And he never has this to attack here because my knight is here. And after this trade, my queen is defending, so that's never a problem. Meanwhile, this is still an idea. Okay, so he is going back. So probably this. And I don't see what he does there. Let's go for that. Might be some tactics here. Looks like a tactical position. I guess things like this, but my knight is defending. He doesn't have sacrifices here, I think. It's just defended very well. That's a pawn, but he loses a knight, so I think everything's alright. Like I said, if he goes there, probably f7 is nice. If he takes, and he still needs to move his knight, and his king is open. Okay, that's a fork. I cannot counterattack his rook, I think. Then, does this sacrifice work? It's actually a nice idea. So let's see, if I counterattack, takes, knight here. But this still isn't checkmate, so I think it's fine. And yeah, he does have that. So takes, rook takes, queen takes, pawn takes. Yeah, that should be good for me. I'm winning the rook in the end at the very least. He maybe has a sacrifice at some point. But I think this should be good for me still. Like if he goes there, takes. I just have an extra rook. Yeah, he probably missed this move, removing the defender of his rook. And his queen is attacked as well. So yeah, he probably needs to go for this. Sure, you can take my knight, but then my queen comes in. And this should be lights out. Do I want to throw anything like this in? Probably not. I still have some back rank issues, so I should watch out for that. But this is checkmate, and I maybe had that. No, I didn't have that last move. That's okay, so let's go to the game review. And let's see. Okay, 90.3 accuracy. That's quite nice. So yeah, here, just to show you, if he goes here with the knight, that's actually quite a nice line. And we push g5 immediately. But it doesn't even work in this position. Yeah, I'm messing this up. So it does work in this position. That's what I was wondering. So glad I didn't play it. So this was the idea I was talking about. He needs to move his knight. Then we strike in the center. After he takes, we push f4. And it looks like we just lost a pawn. That's actually quite a dangerous strat. So usually they don't really do much. They just develop a piece or something. And then we have this. It's not even the best move in this case. But basically we're attacking the bishop and the knight. So if he takes, we win a knight. I shouldn't have played this move. We need to be a little bit careful with that. A little bit slower. Yeah. Let's not go into this because that didn't happen in the game. We went for this variation. And here I can just grab the full center. And here, yeah, I was wondering. Okay, so this wasn't the best idea. Engine saying just developing the knight to e2. And then here, c takes is best. No, now queen takes is best. Okay. But this is still alright. Engine didn't like this one. Says queen b4. Pretty much the same thing, I thought. Apparently, because now this is pinned. Yeah, that would have been a nice idea by my opponent. But like this, it was good for me. And yeah, there's definitely some tricks for black here. So this was a missed win. What did I have here? 94. Oh, that's a nice idea. Looks dangerous there, so... Oh, sorry. Let's say they take. It's made in 4. Okay. Yeah, I can just take the rook. Yeah, okay. Would have been a nice find. And of course he's not going to take if he sees that, but then this is also a nice idea. Didn't see that. Went for the other plan. Yeah, and then here. So probably here immediately should have played this. It's just lost the tempo. But I don't think this sacrifice ever works. Yeah, I can take, and then after this I can just move my king. And, you know, he has one other check, but now his queen is under attack. My king is not in any danger. So that's fine. Yeah, and then here breaking it open was best. Counter-attacking the rook. And this just didn't work. This is even given a brilliant move. Guess because it loses an exchange, but it does win a rook in the end. And after this, taking the rook was best. Yeah, by far. So I was right in that. And he didn't see I was threatening checkmate as well. Queen also covering that square. And all these squares here. And these pawns are blocking the king from moving away. So that's a nice checkmate and a nice game overall. So yeah, let me know what you think and thank you for watching. Bye bye.